everyone. Welcome to the show. We've got another good one for you. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time, and we finally got her on. Adrienne Fish is going to be joining us. Hey, if you're watching, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for us. Hit the little bell on the side so that you can stay in contact with us. If you're listening, make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, all that stuff, at Mental Case Dads. And as always, my co-host, Nolan Lederman. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Good.
You had a good Thanksgiving?
I had a good Thanksgiving, but your fucking dog bit me today.
I know.
So I'm a little sore, actually.
He's going to sue me. So
yeah, I am.
So we've got I can't even talk. It must be the bud.
You poor soul.
So we got another great comedian with us this evening.
Yep.
Adrienne Fish. How are you doing? It's great to have you on. I love your hair. Your hair is iconic.
Thank you so much.
It is actually awesome, right?
Yes. I have the first question I have to ask you. What were you thinking when you brought your mother on stage with you?
Oh, yeah. Did you see that?
I did see that. Was that her first?
That was her first set.
Great job.
Smashed it.
Great job.
Yeah, she killed it. It's a show called Parental Discretion, which I don't know if it's actually happening anymore because of all this bullshit.
Yep.
But it was pretty sweet. The premise of the show is that like a comic brings their parent. Their parent does 3 to 5 minutes, and then the kid does another like a 7-8 minute set to follow up.
That's cool.
It's
That's super cool.
fun. So when I've been wanting to. My mom is like a really big part of my. Not a really big part, but I talk about her in my stand up, and so I was stoked to have her try it out. And she
killed it.
Yeah, she brought the roof down, man. It was like I was really scared to follow her.
Really? Was she nervous?
Yeah, she totally was. So she's a professor, so she
so she speaks in front of people,
in front of people. But she was saying that this was a very different feeling, trying to expecting a reaction or wanting a certain reaction.
Yeah, I guess as a professor, you really don't give a shit what other people think. You're going to teach something, and they're going to listen to you, and they're going to like it. Well, maybe not, but yeah.
So you hope it's effective in the moment, but if it's not, you have no real way of knowing. Whereas this, stand up, as you guys know, is like, you know immediately whether that went well or not.
Yeah.
So does she have the bug now? Does she want to do it again?
I have, so fucking absolutely not.
One and done.
Totally. She was like, if you ever make me do that again.
But she loved it.
She had a blast. Yeah, she had a really good time. She totally dubbed me. Like I went over to her place. For your viewers who didn't see my mom perform, I went over to her place on the Monday.
Yeah.
And spent a good 2 hours with her trying to get a set together, and I really put my heart into it and left. And then on the actual show date, what she'd done is she'd kiboshed the whole set and was actually doing a roast of me. She pranked me.
Beautiful.
She went rogue.
Prank.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, do you guys do like a big family Thanksgiving? Did you guys get together for Thanksgiving at all this year?
You know what? We're Jews, and Jews don't really do Thanksgiving. I know it's not like a religious holiday, but
you know what? It's not about the religion. It's about the turkey.
She's one of my peeps.
You're Jewish too?
Yeah.
You Jewish?
Fuck, every show you learn something new about me.
I didn't even know you were Jewish.
And you're like, I didn't know that about you.
I should have known. He is pretty tight with his money.
Me? You fucker. Yeah, I'm Jewish. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess in the Jewish religion, which I don't really, it doesn't resonate with me. I don't follow it. But
me neither. That's why you don't know.
Family we did growing up and stuff. So I think there's a holiday right around that time called Sukkot, which is also the same kind of deal where you celebrate the harvest.
Okay.
So I think it would be redundant for Jews then to celebrate Thanksgiving. So Jews don't really do it.
Oh, okay. So what do you guys eat on that other dinner?
I freaking do it. I love the turkey and all that shit.
Oh shit, yeah.
Too. Yeah, it's my favorite meal.
Yeah, look at me. I mean, everything is my favorite meal.
See, I got it all. Figured out. You know what? Growing up, after school, you go out, you get a job, you start living your life. And all these friends that they married, like Jewish friends that married non-Jews.
Yeah.
And the wives, just took full advantage of the holidays, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Jewish, and they get all this time off in September, October. I got it down to a science. So I married a non-Jew, but now it's not for the time off. I get to celebrate everything.
Yeah, you get to celebrate everything. You get every holiday. What about Martin Luther King Day or something like that?
I'm into it.
You get it.
I take it all.
He goes every way. Yeah. So you don't do the Thanksgiving thing.
Well,
but you love turkey dinners and stuff like that, you said.
I totally do it. I do it. I do it with my pals. So I had went to actually Bowmanville. We were just saying before.
Oh, cool.
On this.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
Well, there's nothing out here.
Honestly, that's what it's about. Hanging out with close buds or family, and that's it.
It is honestly not about that for me at all. I could give it less about who's in the room. Feed me, and then I'll leave. I don't want to talk to you. I don't like you that much.
This is why we're not friends.
Yeah, that's my family. My family, they're crazy. So I don't do Thanksgiving with my side. I do a lot of Thanksgiving with my wife's side of the family, but they're just as crazy too. I guess everybody in my eyes is crazy. Well, since I'm certifiable, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So what do you got going on these days?
Oh, fuck all, buddy. What do I have going on?
I know these are crazy times. We talked.
Are they crazy times?
They are very crazy times. This is a whole new world now we live in. And you know what? We talk to a lot of comedians, and they come on the show, and we keep hearing the same thing. It's tough. It's tough in this in this COVID era.
Especially they just shut them down again.
Right. So what does this mean for you, Adrienne?
What am I doing? So luckily my album got released at the beginning of September, so that's been just a nice little push of like.
What's it called?
Let's plug that album.
It's called Adrienne for Mayor.
Nice. And where can we find that?
I'm proud of it. Yeah. So I feel excited about that, but. I mean, that was already, done. So it's not like I had to do much except for promo it. Yeah. And which was a little weird because normally when you release an album, you do a bunch of shows around that album. You have like a release party and blah, blah, all that was no go. So now, the thing with stand-up is like normally we're used to doing like 3 shows a night. So you're writing. For me, it's like I would write something and then I want to go and try it that night. And you want to try it a few times. You got 3 shows to try it on. You go back home, you revamp it, you work it. You go out the next night, you do it 3 more times. And that's the real way that you can get a feel for a joke, whether it's going to work or how it's not working. You understand the puzzle pieces. But when you're doing like 1 show a week, like it just doesn't allow for that. So
you don't get the feel of it,
motivated in the stand-up world, and I'm switching kind of gears. I'm kind of starting to focus my attention more on the writing, and seeing where that takes me. I'm writing for a pilot, get a writing package together.
Now,
so
have you thought about like moving to the States where everything's safe right now?
Yeah, 100%.
Like Florida?
I've never wanted to go to the States.
No.
The only reason I would like move to the States would be if someone was buying my plane ticket and was like, "You got to get here because you're on this show." That.
Yeah.
But to uproot myself at this point, I don't really see much of a point unless there is something in stone. Go there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So Adrienne for Mayor, is this something like it's available on iTunes or how do we find it?
Yeah, iTunes, Spotify.
Nice.
All those tangs, all those, and then it plays over Sirius XM's Canada Laughs.
Sweet. I will definitely have to check that out for sure.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have Sirius XM or if you want to get Sirius XM, this is a plug for Sirius XM because they play all Canadian content and it's...
Which is great.
I had Sirius XM for years. My radio busted and then I just never renewed.
You know what?
Because the fact, I used to drive an hour a day back and forth to work. So I loved listening to Stern. I loved listening to stand-up and shit like that, right? So it was perfect. But then I got a job 5 minutes from my door and then I didn't listen to it all the time, right?
Sirius,
so I just didn't renew it.
The thing is, since Sirius took off, and it took off, all these other Sirius wannabes, you can stream a lot of this other stuff. It's not the same content, of course. There's a lot of things that are exclusive to Sirius. That's why I still like them. But as far as things like catching certain comedians, it depends on who it is you're really kind of going after.
They have 2. I think they got 2 channels too, right? When it comes to comedy, one is like hardcore, where like it's uncensored and shit like that, and then you got the clean stuff, right?
The one that Canadian comics, they play strictly Canadian content. It's called Canada Laughs, and they play all day long
24/7
comedians, and we collect royalties from that, and then that pays pretty much 50% of my income. So if I didn't have that happening right now, I'd be toast.
That's very, very cool. You know what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that either. See, this is why we do this show, so we can learn, and we can learn how to support these guys, because I love comedy, and that's why I got fat. I keep telling I wanted to be like Chris Farley fat, and I'm like, because he was a legend. He still is a legend, and I think I can do the fat man in a little coat joke now. I can pull it off.
You know what?
You can't do that at 150 pounds.
So many amazing comics have come out of this country. Like we have so much.
Yeah.
We have, but still, there's so much to offer.
Oh my
God! As far as the Canadian content goes, that's so untapped. North America, worldwide for that matter, right?
Well, I mean, star system, which is like what's so balls about this whole process, right? Like every comic, you know, if you want to become a household name, you got to move to the States because we don't have a star system here, which is bullshit. Because you're right,
it is bullshit. How do we get to that? Like, what has to happen there?
Yeah, you know, we got to fight the fight. I'm not sure. I know that the Canadian Association of Stand-Up Comedians, CASC, is like working to become making comedy unionized, which might. I think that might be a driving force behind.
That could help.
That certainly is a good step forward.
I mean, I've met and I've talked to lots of comedians, especially over the last year, and you have good comedians and you have bad comedians. You have comedians that are starting out and learning and shit like that. But there's no really, when it comes to a comedian that's been in it for 6 months to a comedian that's been in it for 20 years, there's no like you said, star system or ranking kind of system where you guys get the better end of the stick than the guy that's just starting out, right?
Well, I mean, in terms of like where you perform and how you perform and headline, you know, yes, of course, within the club system and within the community of comedians, yes, you're going to be on TV, you'll get the festivals. There is a ranking system for sure. But in terms of like becoming a household name, you would know who Jimmy Joe who's just started. And, you know, we've got an incredible, you know, there's some of the best comics in Canada are so talented. And I see these Netflix specials. These American
oh my God, they suck.
Like,
they're terrible.
How are Canadian comics? How is Rob Pugh not on Netflix? How are Mike Wilmot not on Netflix? There's so much incredible talent.
I think the problem there is Netflix is still, no matter we have Netflix Canada, we have Netflix US, but it doesn't matter where the fuck we are. It's Netflix US. Period.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it is definitely pro US content.
Yeah. Which is bullshit because, there's, like you said, I've seen some pretty shitty. You know what? There's actually a comedian on there that's a fucking billionaire, and I didn't find her funny.
It's no different than bands or musicians,
True.
right?
Absolutely.
It's somehow we're just little old Canada, and we're kind of on the back burner always.
Well, we could say that about anything, like even podcasters, right? Like I'm like probably the best podcaster
in Bowmanville.
In Bowmanville, at least by far. In Bowmanville alone. Fuck you, Joe Rogan. I love Joe.
So, Adrienne, how did you get into this racket? Like, how did this start for you? When did you realize, hey, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I wish I had some like really beautiful story of like I always wanted to do my whole life, and now I'm it.
Did you accidentally fall into it?
Yeah, it was sort of. I mean, I went to an art school growing up, so I always had I had a performative background. I was a drama major, but I thought when school ended, that was kind of it. I was like, okay, cool, that was really fun, and that's that. And then I was in my early 20s, and I went traveling, and I got back, and I was talking on at a party on like a rooftop at my buddy's party to my friend, and telling her a story, and it was funny, and she's like, you should try doing stand-up. And it was kind of like one of those, a little bit of like a eureka moment where I was like, holy fuck, maybe I should try to do it. Like, it seemed like, oh yeah, that's a really cool outlet because I miss performing, and maybe and I'm not a very good actor. Like, I'm not good at playing a role other than myself. So I'm like, oh, stand-up's kind of cool idea. And so I talked to a friend of a friend of a friend who had done stand-up, and he was like, all right, you got a month, you're booked in 1 month. So you got to put together 5 minutes. And I did. And
nice.
I brought all my pals to the show. I had it was a good crew. It was like 20 deep. And so, I killed it because you have all your friends there.
Of course. I don't think I'd ever get that same respect.
Yeah.
And did you love it immediately?
I was like, oh fuck, well that's it. Like I'm going straight to the top. Like I just had this like blurred vision of what of how I thought I was amazing, but actually it's all my pals. I had a natural knack for it, but and I was like, I don't need my friends anymore. And I went to a show and I
fuck everyone. I'm out. See you, bitches. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, the hard bomb. I was like, oh fuck, but. Then it was nice because I was like, okay, this is like, I like this. It's a challenge.
Yep.
So I have to figure out and it's a tangible way of seeing kind of why I like stand-up is it's a tangible way of seeing. The better I am off stage with myself, the better I am on stage. The less needy I am, the more confident and self-accepting I am and feeling those like patterns of self-growth I am with myself off stage. The more I'm growing intimately with myself, the better I am on stage because I don't need the audience. It's like a tangible way of seeing it. And then when I'm like on stage and I'm like really needing the audience's laugh, I'm like, oh, I got to go back to the drawing board, So it's like there's something like what's happening within myself. So it's like literally you can see yourself growing and confident.
That's an amazing story. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you can look at yourself and say, you know what, I don't need the people's respect, but this is what I love and I'm going to do. And hopefully they enjoy it, but sometimes they don't, but whatever. I love that.
I don't know about you, but
I think that's like, that's the goal, right? You want to be able to be like, I'm feeling confident in myself, but fuck, I'm not, that's, it's a beautiful idea, but like
that's so hard to do. Yeah.
It's hard to do. Like, so why do I need the audience's approval? Like you have to start asking those questions and do I need it? And when do I need it? And how, so that's why I think stand-up is so cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I think the common thread that I'm seeing is we've talked to so many comedians already. And I love doing it every time because the story, it's kind of like, the story is not the same. It is, but it isn't. You know what I mean? But the common thread it's very intimate to them, right?
Yeah.
The material that that they come up with and they take on stage and the way they feel about it, it's a very personal thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you agree, Adrienne? Like.
People's lives are funny, man. Well, I was telling him a story. I've been living in the fucking woods for a month now. I just got back. So I've been living up in Darlington Provincial Park. Do you know where that is?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, so I got a trailer up there. Or I had a trailer up there. I just winterized it now. And look at this. I'm crying.
Between the nuclear power plant and the
which explains a lot.
Yeah, that's why I can't remember shit anymore. So I've been up there all week or all month. Sorry. Well, I just told them for the entire time I had to move off my site the last 4 days because I was on the wrong site the entire time.
Oh shit!
Oh, I was so pissed.
You're an idiot.
Yes, I am an idiot. But you know what? I done that. And what else did I do?
You locked yourself out of the trailer.
I locked myself out of the trailer. Had to climb through a cubby hole, and as you can see, I'm a very thin man, so it wasn't easy. You know what the hardest part of climbing through the trailer was? Is getting up. When I had my head poked through the bed, because you come through the bed after you're in the cubby hole, was I couldn't, because you have to stand up and there's the bed there, right? I couldn't get my leg to lift and get over, so I had to fall out of the cubby and onto the floor. It wasn't fun. And on top of that, I left the dogs in the trailer. So as soon as my head came up, they just licking my face. I'm like, get the fuck off me. This is not the time. Oh, it was bad. I was so mad.
Would have loved
to see that's why I called you right away, dipshit.
How did we get here? How did we get from that to that?
I don't know. But I mean, that's what I'm saying is people's lives are funny.
Yeah. So when you write, Adrienne, do you do it individually or do you collaborate with other people sometimes?
I mean, most of the bulk of it's kind of you're doing your own thing. Mm-hmm. You got to write stuff. I mean, it's really nice. I think it's really nice to be able to bounce an idea off of a pal and be like, okay, I wrote this thing. What do you think of this premise? And you can read it out how you're going to maybe say the joke and they can be like, oh my God. And you can add this, or maybe here's a tagline.
That's cool. Mm-hmm.
Just bouncing ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a creative process, right? So it's nice to be brainstorming with some pals.
That's cool.
I got a question for you. I've always wondered this. You see, like, so many different artists. Musicians are a perfect example. You see a solo artist, and a lot of times they'll end up, whether they collaborate with them or not, someone else on a song, whatever. You see them get together on stage and do something together. Why don't we see that more with comedians where, I'm sure you have a lot of good comedian buds. Why do we not see two comedians get on and do a bit together more often than we see the individual?
Well, I think you do now. But it's in podcast.
But I'm talking about live on stage.
I think you do have that, and that's called like sketch, right? But I mean, the thing with stand-up, the art of stand-up is to make it seem like it is off the cuff, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
There, then it kind of breaks that illusion that this isn't rehearsed.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you have someone there, like if you literally just wanted to like go up and start doing doing a joke, and you'd have to timing is everything. So you'd have to have some a really, really good chemistry to be able to attempt.
Right.
But I think that's what the movies do too, right? Like you look at Grown Ups. Or any Adam Sandler movie.
They're always the same group.
He grabs the same crew every single time. Every single movie,
but the chemistry's there.
The chemistry is there, right?
But that's also not stand-up. That's
movie. That's a movie, yes.
Right.
Where I don't think you can do that with stand-up. You said, you would lose that
illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what you're trying to say here, Mick, is that the fact of the matter is if you have chemistry with another person or a group of people, whatever the case may be, it's a good formula, right? You don't change the formula.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right? Like, why would you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's why one person does stand up.
Now, have you ever considered or been offered doing any sort of
sex jobs?
No, that's not where I was going with this.
That probably happens all the time, right?
And any other sort of entertainment as far where it wouldn't be stand up, whether it be sketch show or sitcom or anything like that, commercials, anything. Have you ever thought of branching out and doing something a little different?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I would love to be able to, be on a TV show, right? I think that's also the one way that comics get seen is that they do a TV show, and then all of a sudden people see them on TV, and they're like, oh, okay, I want to go see, Letterkenny, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Which is great.
K-Trev was a comic in Toronto, just like everyone else, a talented comic for sure, headliner. And then he does this show, and all of a sudden people want to come see him do stand-up. So it helps grow his brand,
his audience. Yeah. Well, you brand yourself. Yeah, that's the word.
It's
branding
his
yourself.
It's his brand. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool.
I'd love to just branch out, and I think that's also why I have this book beside me.
Here we go. The science
of on-camera acting. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not a good actor, so I got to learn how to do it.
Yeah,
because it doesn't come naturally to me. So I would love to.
Well, the thing is you have a stage presence, and you have
she's being her though.
It would be I think she'll fall into it. It'll be easy for her. I don't think you got to worry about it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
it is different though, right? Because correct me if I'm wrong, Adrienne. Like when you go up on stage, you're you. When you act, you're being someone else.
True.
You're being this fictional character.
Okay. We've had this discussion before where and I'm gonna ask you one more question before I let you go, because I already promised her I'd get her off early. Inside joke for us. And
I'm sorry, Adrienne. I'm not responsible for him. I'm really not. And I want you to come back, but he makes it so difficult.
I do my bit.
Come back.
Two peas in a pod.
Touché. I don't even know what the fuck I was going to say. I'm kind of blush now.
You were going to ask her one more question before we let her go.
Yes. The question I have to ask you is, what vice? I have a vice because I don't know if you know anything about the show, but it's called Mental Case Dads. I've got bipolar disorder, and this was my way of dealing with it with a twist, with a comic twist. So that's why I have this show. And I smoke a lot of weed. That's my vice. I smoke an ass ton of weed. What is yours? All of the above.
Smoke weed. I do acid.
Adrienne needs an intervention.
Yeah, I like smoking weed. Smoke weed over a date.
Yeah.
That would I say? I don't know if, yeah. I mean, I do smoke a lot of weed. I like smoking
so it's weed. Yeah. Give her Bank 6, the one I was showing you. I'll show you my new song that I got. I do a wacky tobacco, and so I do a 20-minute sesh, and I'm actually doing one right after this podcast with an old guy that used to be on this show before, and it's just me and one other person, and we either roll a joint or hit the bong or do whatever. 20 minutes, done and out, and yeah, just have a good time. But this is my theme song to it. It's that purple one, bud, all the way at the bottom.
Smoke, smoke, smoke weed. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Smoke weed.
I can really get down to this one too. Smoke. Yeah, that's my song. So.
Did you play this for Precious Chung?
Not yet. No, I haven't.
She'll like
I
that.
love Precious.
Yeah,
She was on. She's awesome, fantastic. We had a great time.
Adrienne, what do you need to plug before you go?
Just that my album, Adrienne for Mayor, if you want to take a hot peek at that. And also because comics, do get paid by Sirius XM. If you do sign up for Sirius XM, or if you have it, check out check out Canada Laughs. Because it's a great channel, and it supports your Canadian comics. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much
for your time,
for coming on the show.
It's great having you.
It's been a pleasure. I don't want to keep you any longer than I have to. I know you're a very busy woman, and stay safe. We love you. The next time you come on the show, your family. The first time you're a guest, the second time your family. Thank you for coming on.
Well,
it's been great.
Let's smoke a joint and get on this show. That'd be sweet.
Shit, yeah. So I'll get you on a wacky tobacco for sure. I'll talk to you.
Oh.
Thanks, Adrienne.
Take care, Adrienne.
All right, everyone. That was Adrienne Fish, and thank you again, Adrienne, for coming on the show.
She's awesome.
We had a blast, and I was talking to her earlier, and just through texting and shit like that, because she didn't check a lot of her socials. She's got a pretty big following too, so it was nice to have her on the show. And she has a viewing or something, or she's got to get somewhere for 7:30. So I said, I promise I'll get you. I said, I promise I'll get you
7
off.
o'clock now.
Yeah, perfect. So I said, I'll promise I'll get you off early. And I'm like, yes, I did say that.
Once again, I'm going to say,
you're an idiot.
I wonder if that lined up pretty good with my lips because it was almost like perfect. When you hit it, I went,
you just knew. You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. Hey, listen. So, you're a dipshit.
What did I do now?
He's got to ask. So
the fact that I don't know probably makes it worse, but I'm going to ask, what did I do?
I'm gonna actually talk to Sabrina about this too, because I don't know if it's something that you do when you come here because you're coming from work and shit like that. But I'm not fucking talking to him anymore until we're actually on air, because then I have his full and undivided attention. Because this shithead, anytime he didn't hear a word from the time he has showed up here. He hasn't heard a word that I said, and I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it. I said I got to do it, because if not, I'm going to forget to say it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not talking to him no more. Do you do that all the time?
All the time. Drives her crazy.
Drives her bat. That would drive me nuts too.
When I'm focused on something, that's it. It's tunnel vision.
I think.
Although I do multitask, but I can't when I'm doing something. It's just like maybe
the next time what I'll do is I'll keep the cameras on in the studio for when he shows up, and then maybe a pie in the face or something.
We'll see how that works out for you. So I'll run. Okay, so what did you write down on that piece of paper? What's happening here?
I just wrote down on the piece of paper so that I knew to bring that up.
Oh, did I miss something that you were trying to? Were you trying to tell me something?
It was just funny. I'm like, I was talking away and you weren't hearing a thing.
What was it? Do you think I did not hear? Because I'm pretty sure I heard everything.
dude. No. You know I'm baked all the time. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
So basically, you're a good reliable source on this matter. Then, yeah. Okay. So anybody who's listening, you can disregard that whole thing.
Source. I'm a huge reliable source. It's funny. I was trying to tell a joke to my kids the other day, and I was doing like the a handicap routine kind of thing. And I said, it's funny that every time like I do the handicap thing, I always go deaf. Why do people do that? It's true though, right?
No. That's you.
Maybe that's just me.
Maybe it's just you.
But it's true. People do it and then they go deaf. Because deaf people can read my lips now, but the people that can hear don't understand what I'm saying. Do they? You're an idiot. Dude, I'm special. I'm freaking starving. I didn't even eat because I figured, you know what? Because we had some turkey left over dinner, right? So I've got that's what I'm going into. But I said to Mel, I can't go eat that because I'll end up getting halfway through the podcast and having to shit myself. I don't want to do that. Holy shit! So I'm at the trailer, right? This is good. This is gonna get good now. Bear with me, okay? I'm at the trailer. I meet Willie. Shout out to Willie. Fuck, Willie, I hope you're listening.
Who the fuck is Willie?
So I get to the trailer. I came home. I don't know if it was a podcast night or whatnot. And then I get back to the trailer and there's a new guy. It's been me and one other person in this park for an entire month, right? Thanksgiving, everybody blew up. So this one guy, Willie, shows up and he's got his arm in a sling too, right? So he came over. As soon as I showed up, he came over. Just one of those guys, right? And I'm like, oh, here we go. So he was in a motorcycle accident back in the 70s. Got into an accident. That's why his arm's all dicked up.
So he's still in the sling.
He's still in the sling.
So this is like a life thing.
Oh, yeah. So we got to talking because we were both GIMP buddies now. He's loaded to the tits. I'm pretty sure he's not 100% there. And again, Willie, if you're listening, I love you, buddy. But you know it's true. Come on. Call me. He's great. Awesome guy.
Don't worry, Willie.
Listen, we love you.
Because Mick ain't playing with a full deck either.
I swear to God, I said to Melanie after, I hope his name is Willie Nelson. But anyway, so he's loaded to the tits, but not on beer. On the Mott's.
Oh, the Caesars.
The Caesars. His trailer floor.
Willie, you're a good man.
His trailer floor is loaded in these Caesar cans everywhere, right? And so I gave him my stickers, right, and whatnot, because we were talking for a while. So
the mental case dad stickers,
the mental case dad stickers, and he's like, oh, thanks, man. He goes, and then he saw my bong on the table. He's like, yeah, you toke? I'm like, yeah, I toke. He goes, I can't do the bong, but I smoke a lot of weed. I'm like, yeah, I probably pegged you for that the moment I met you, and he's like, you. He says, you want to come over and roll a blunt with me, man? Like, no. He goes, yeah, you probably got to respect the COVID, eh? I'm like, yeah, got to respect the COVID. He's like, well, if you change your mind, I got shit that'll curl your eyebrows. I'm like, that sounds pretty good.
How old's Willie?
Willie had to have been late 50s.
Good for Willie.
Late 50s. Really small guy.
Keep on keeping on, Willie.
Dude, he was there. He had one of those smaller trucks. What are they, like you were talking about,
like
but even
Canyons.
Smaller.
Okay.
It was, I can't even...
Like the Rangers?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't a Chevy or a Silverado or anything.
For maybe a Ford Ranger.
I think it was a Ford.
Yeah, Ford Ranger then, if it was a small one.
And he was pulling a little tiny trailer behind him. And he didn't offload it, so I don't know if somebody hooked it up for him or whatnot, but... He managed to get around. He was fucking... he wanted to have a fire with me bad. Like, I was doing everything. Oh, man. I'm there by myself, right?
Willie wanted to have
He wanted to hang. He wanted to hang, for sure, absolutely. So I did... Listen, I spent some time with Willie. Okay? I spent quite a bit of time with Willie. Me and Willie became really close, okay? So...
I don't want to know.
I am trying, Willie, to get rid of you at this point, where I set up... You've seen my table... and my TV, and I set up and I do my work from outside at the trailer. And so I set up, and he came and sat right beside me.
Oh?
Yeah.
Made himself right at home.
Right at home.
Perfect.
It's
good
dark.
For you, Willie.
It's dark out now. There's no fire going.
And it's you and Willie.
And it's me and Willie. and I'm froze. So finally, after an hour, I'm like, you know what, Willie? It's just, I think I'm going to take the boys in now. And we went in, and Willie was gone in the morning.
That was it.
That was it.
That was the last you seen of
That
Willie.
was the last I seen of Willie. But what an interesting character.
Now, let me ask you a very serious question.
I don't answer serious questions.
Is there any chance, any realm of possibility
That was me in the future?
No, that Willie was all in your head?
No, not even.
Are you sure Willie actually existed?
No,
because I know on a good day you smoke a lot of weed, but out at Darlington Provincial Park,
dude,
on your own,
it didn't end.
Are you sure Willie really exists?
Willie definitely exists. No, I didn't make Willie up in my head. I should have took a picture with the guy. He was a fun guy, but so he told me he had shaved.
If you say Willie exists, I believe you.
He didn't shave since COVID, and he's pretty scruffy, kind of. But his it wasn't as big as like a Santa Claus beard, but it was gray and white. But what a character, man! Just wow.
Willie,
I love people.
A big man?
No, very tiny guy. Very tiny, like shorter than me, and I'm not the tallest, and skinny, very skinny.
So you made a friend, and that's nice.
Yeah, I made a best buddy. Me and Willie are buddies now. We're going to smoke his weed that's going to curl my pubic hair or straighten it out. One of the two. Maybe that'd be more impressive, eh? Can you imagine smoking a joint and it straightens out your pubic hair? It starts coming through everywhere.
Hey, Adrienne, I got some weed that'll take those golden locks and make it arrow straight.
Straight as a whistle.
Straight as a whistle.
Yeah. Oh, what a day. What a day. What'd you do today? Anything? You work today?
You know what? I was living the dream.
Oh, I wanted to bring up one thing, because I am not a huge baseball fan.
If you fucking go there,
I'm not.
If you do it, just be careful. That's all I'm just gonna say. Watch your step.
Okay, I'm just
because you're gonna get me going.
I just want to ask you one question.
Go ahead. Ask. Here's your one chance. Go ahead.
There's four teams left in the playoffs.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, who do you think's gonna win the Super Bowl or
oh fuck
the World Series?
Honestly,
yeah, Tampa.
I really feel it's going to be Tampa and LA.
Yeah.
But I feel like Tampa's pitching is just too outstanding
to not get
to not win.
Now
to not win. They're remarkably impressive.
Really?
Like from
I haven't watched. I watched a little bit of the game yesterday because Dustin had it on, because he had again blowing money on gambling. But one other question: you don't think the Yankees will make it this year?
Yeah. You know what? I sat there after and I said, fuck, you know what? They took Tampa, who was the number one seed, all the way to a final game. And that was without three of their starting pitchers who are all-stars.
So they made a go of it.
And did they ever, with a broken down pitching staff. And then I really thought about it, and I thought, no, that's a good, valid point. But if I'm going to be really honest, I don't know what would have made that much of a difference. That's how good and on point Tampa's pitching was.
Yeah, they're good.
You know what? I'm a die-hard Yankee fan, but listen, I am not beyond saying, hey, giving kudos where kudos is due.
Yeah,
and they well earned. They got really no household names to be really mentioned for the most part.
Dustin was telling me, he was they're just a team that's unstoppable right now.
They are. They play
2-0
fundamental
in the series now too.
Wow. They play fundamental baseball. They get great pitching, and you know what?
Now in this round of the playoffs, best of 7.
Best of 7 winner goes to the World Series. Yeah.
Oh,
hey, as long as Houston doesn't fucking win, you know, I sent a message on Instagram. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
The fucking Jose Altuve from Houston Astros, telling what a piece of shit I thought he was, and that cheaters don't prevail.
And I'm sure he texted you right back.
He didn't, but fuck him anyways.
He's not my friend. I don't want to be his friend.
As long as Houston doesn't win, I don't think anybody cares.
Another thing to mention, if we're going to talk sports for a second here, is the NBA champions are the Lakers.
I'm so happy about that, especially with what happened to Kobe this year. I think it's fitting. It's a beautiful thing, and good on them.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
Why?
I was kind of rooting for Miami after
you heartless piece of shit.
Well, and I'm not a LeBron James fan by any means.
You know what? I wasn't either until after the Kobe thing. I gained a whole different respect for him as not so much a player as a human being.
Yeah, but why?
Just
what did it for you? Because I can't get over it, especially after he won the championship. His thing is, I deserve my damn respect.
Okay, see, that's the LeBron I hate.
You know what? Fucking Michael Jordan would never say that, and that's why he's the GOAT, and you're not.
That is the LeBron I hate. The LeBron that I kind of started leaning towards after the Kobe unfortunate incident and his untimely death was
I'm still broken over that.
He didn't make it about him. He made it about Kobe and his family, and this is not about basketball. And
basketball's minor next to something
exactly.
like that, right?
And
they're still an NBA family.
And he made that a point, right? But
Kobe had an impact on a lot of people.
Well, LeBron particularly. A lot of people don't know that they were very, very tight.
Yeah.
So like he was going on about. What did it for me? LeBron's on the brink of breaking a whole bunch of different records, right? And starting to maybe get in the conversation of Jordan, right?
Yep.
But once the Kobe thing happened, he took that all off the table and he says, honestly, they're nice things to have. He goes, I won't lie. To tell you I don't think about them, I'd be lying. He says, for me, now, this season, all that matters, and he goes, and if I don't score another basket, he goes, all I want to do is bring a title back to LA for Kobe, just this one time. And that, I saw a different side of him that wasn't greedy and selfish and all about LeBron.
And then he goes out and fucking says, Kobe wouldn't say that either.
No. And then the real LeBron shows up again.
He's not young anymore. Like, he should, to me, it would have been a completely different.
But why does he think
he could have said it the same thing in a different way?
Why does he think he doesn't have respect?
Because it's all the GOAT thing. He's not better than Jordan. But
he hasn't earned that yet.
But the thing is it doesn't matter.
He has, but
even if LeBron James is the best player in the entire world, you are always going to be. It's going to be Michael Jordan, LeBron James,
Kobe Bryant.
That's just how it's going to be.
At the end of the day,
people are going to compare. It doesn't matter.
To me, a GOAT. A GOAT, to me, it's one player who can change the outcome of a game on any given team at any given time. LeBron is one of those guys. He's proven that. Jordan, for sure. Kobe, for sure. But there's a whole list of GOATs when it comes to basketball, because you're talking about 5 guys on a court. You're not talking about like a football team. It's completely different, right? Or a baseball team, like 9 guys, right?
But you know what? These number one guys too, they're not easy to play with either.
No, they're not, because they got God syndrome.
Yeah, but the thing is, I get it though. I'm being paid
like Kyrie Irving,
$50 million to perform a job.
Thinks he's the fucking GOAT.
Oh, from the Saints?
No. Kyrie Irving, the basketball player. Like everyone thinks they're the goddamn GOAT. Like you see these wide receivers in the NFL. Like guys are in their 3rd or 4th year and they're like, I'm the best receiver in football. No, you're not.
Yeah, no.
You're not even top 10.
No.
I'm so glad you had a great 4 games.
What's going on with AB? Any news there? Like nothing? Nothing, eh?
No. He's going to land somewhere. I think there's still a chance that he hooks up somewhere. There's going to be a need.
You think somebody takes the chance on him and picks him up?
Yep. I think a team that's on the fringe or may have an injury in the wide receiver position that could use him, that has an outside chance of getting in, and they need somebody. You know where I've heard possibly rumblings? Seattle, Cleveland.
Oh, if he goes to Cleveland, I hope they hit him with the helmet.
I got news for you right now. 4-1. This team is scaring me.
Who, Cleveland?
Yeah.
No, but that's what I said to Dustin too.
But
I told Dustin there are good teams that aren't winning,
yes,
and bad teams that are.
Yeah, but here's the thing. On paper, offensively, from a talent perspective, Baker Mayfield out of the equation, because I put Baker as good at best.
He's not a great,
but he doesn't need to be great. He doesn't need to be great, not with the receivers he has. But when these guys get on the same page and gel, what we're seeing now, and everyone's in happy world, meaning it's not just about me, it's about the team. We're seeing the product that we're seeing right now with Cleveland. And let me tell you, They just came off a game with Indy, who's a top 3 defense in the league, and they murdered them. They crucified them. Yeah. And that, to me, is scary. If their defense gets on board, this is a scary team to watch out for in the NFC.
I don't think they're as good as their stats are right now, like their record.
Time will tell. Let's see. Now, they're on a bit of a high.
Again,
they're gelling.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, which is my favorite team, if you guys don't know this.
Me too.
4-0. Mm-hmm. Right? But again, they haven't had. Ben actually said because we
haven't had a real challenge.
I haven't even had a good game yet.
No, and when you look at I'm looking at the Steelers, going, "Geez, every game it seems like they're getting better and they're getting more into that groove."
Oh my God! Wait till he hits his niche, man.
But here, you know what we saw on Sunday, the coming out of Chase Claypool. To now, because before it was all about Juju.
You're not going to let me finish the Canadian anthem?
No, because it was all about Juju. He was the real threat. He's the guy everyone trying to take out of the game. But now Claypool,
he's got places to go now. He's got people to pick.
That's right. So no more double coverage.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right? You can't do it.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah, all of a sudden, fantasy relative.
Canadian boy.
And I love seeing that. Oh. I'm happy for Chase, and I hope he stays a relative. I hope
he stays healthy.
Yep, stays healthy, and he stays a part of that offense.
And what about Connor? Was he back the last game?
He was back.
Connor strong, baby.
Yep. Connor's back. He's running well. They're firing. It's just that defense at times they don't quite break, but they bend a lot, and they're better than that.
Yeah.
They're better than that.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
I'm just hoping we get through the season at this point.
Well, at this point, I don't know what's going to happen. Well, you know what? I think time will tell. Like I said before, I've said it time again. I think the November election in the States will determine a lot of things that are going to change in the upcoming months because I don't know. Hopefully that fucking Cheeto doesn't get back in and Biden gets in, and hopefully we can get rid of this COVID shit.
I'm hoping
it's pretty bad. Like the clown that runs the country gets the disease, and
the leader of the free world,
and still fucking
discards it.
Like he was at a rally 2 days before he was allowed out of isolation.
It's ridiculous. I know, but
it's so stressful living in this garage.
Have you been paying attention though? More and more as we're getting close to the election, there. Celebrities, athletes, you name it. They're all really pressing to vote.
TV show on right now.
Nobody's saying vote Biden. They're saying just vote because everyone knows.
No.
If they get everyone to vote, there's no way Trump wins.
No,
but listen, everyone's got to vote.
The Rock just hit nobody. He's the biggest Instagram person on Instagram. Over 200 million subscribers.
The Rock. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he came out, and he's never done it in his career, endorsed a president. And he came out, he actually had them on like a little podcast, and officially he said, I'm endorsing Kamala and Biden.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, pretty much.
Because I think everybody realizes the first 4 years, if you think this has been a shit show, the next 4 can change the world.
Well, the only thing I'm worried about is his last statement when it came to how he supports the white supremacists. And he had said, stand by and be prepared. Like what for what? Another Germany? Like am I going to have to go into a gas chamber or what?
He's a fucking dictator.
Oh, hands down, he's definitely.
And this is why this is not just about healthcare and the economy. This is about people's fucking lives now, like in a whole different way than healthcare and economy.
What pisses me off, and it sucks because I get balled into that just because of the way I look, and I get it, and I almost said I know how a black person feels, which is not the case.
No,
but you like people look at me. Oh, he's a big fat white guy. He's probably redneck, right? Which is completely the opposite of me. I pretty much, I don't care what you do, I love you. And where he is, he's scary. And the Christians are following him like as tight as anything. And he does nothing but make fun of them all the time.
Well.
And I don't get it. I don't get why. That's why I think you should just fucking leave religion out of politics.
Mm-hmm. But listen, He's got cult followings. He's got
Cult following. No,
he's got a whole.
It's scary.
It's
It's
a whole
very
different
scary.
realm.
I actually get into it with family members over him because I can't believe how people when I've been looking into and trying to better myself, I look at both spectrums of the page. Mm-hmm. Okay, I look at this guy says, okay, well, why? Let's all lives matter. And then this one's saying, no, Black Lives Matter. Well, why are you saying all lives matter, and why are you saying Black Lives Matter? So I look into both, right? Okay, why are you saying this? And so I'll research, okay, this is, no. Why are you saying, so the Black Lives Matter does mean everyone, but nobody understands it because nobody wants to fucking look at the other one.
The whole thing with why
Right?
it's not all lives matter, it's Black Lives Matter. And you know what? Good for them, because it should be not all lives matter, even though all lives do matter. Don't get me wrong.
I know exactly
it should
what
be
you're saying.
Black Lives Matter, because they're the ones being persecuted.
All the
right?
time. Yeah.
It's not us.
And
it's them right now, and that's what needs to get fixed. Because if that gets fixed, then all lives matter. Because right now, all lives do not matter.
What the Black Lives Movement says is all lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter.
That's what I'm saying.
Until we're all equal. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, green, brown, purple. I don't give a shit until we're all treated equal, which is gonna. I don't. It's so sad.
We have. They talk about the United States. It's a country that's separated, and it is. I got news for you. We got a world that is separated right now. Right, and we have we have some we don't have just the challenges we face year in, year out.
It's a hard time to be a comedian, isn't it?
We have a global pandemic going on as well, right? There's a lot of fucking challenges.
Wait, there's a pandemic?
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
Bird flu.
Trump says it's the Chinese flu.
It's the Chinese flu.
Cheeto man.
It's the Chinese fault.
So, brother, do you think we got a show here or what?
Yeah, I had a good time.
I had a good time. Adrienne Fish was with us. Thank you, everybody. Hey, if you're listening, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching, did I do that right? I didn't do anything. I've been that baked or whatever. Hey, like, subscribe. We love you. Cheers, Nolan. You're the man.
You the man.
I the man. All right, everybody. Peace out. Love you.
Stay safe.